What is up, everyone? DeadX here, and last Thursday, the Game Awards happened, and within it, we got a new trailer for the upcoming Sonic game, that being Sonic Frontiers. And I wanted to, kind of talk about it, see what my impressions were, especially since I've had over a day to sit on it and process everything. I think I have biases and most of my pessimism gone, but I'm still mostly pessimistic. But I do want to talk about what I'm hopeful for with this game and what it could possibly mean for the future of the series. So remember, if you do like what you see, don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and we will be getting into the main video now. So the Frontiers trailer, one thing I do like, it was CG for the most part, with some gameplay, but I do think that Sonic games, for the most part, do have amazing CG. It's like god tier CG, especially with the 06 opening and the Unleashed opening. Like, you can always guarantee that it will have good CG unless your forces to where you don't have any, but that's neither here or there. But I think the CG looked nice. It did look interesting, and the biggest draw for the game is that it's going to actually be open world, and that coincides with a lot of leaks coming out from people that play tested the game months ago, back when the game was before the game even had a title, back all the way earlier in the beginning of the year, where we just had the initial teaser trailer. There were people that played playtest versions that came out, and it did make me a little bit pessimistic. They were saying it's pretty open world and almost kind of like a Ubisoft open world, and you could definitely see the towers, the Ubisoft towers, the whatever they were called in Breath of the Wild. You can definitely see those where you'll have access to other parts of the map. But again, I'm waiting to see gameplay before I can completely judge it, especially since a lot of people in the playtest said that there was combat in the open world sections, and that's something I'm not really excited to see come back, mostly because my favorite Sonic game is Sonic Generations. I enjoy Sonic for the platforming and less so the combat. But then again, the only real combat game we got was Unleashed, and that wasn't the main gimmick. And again, the game has a whole other year left in development, which is probably going to be my main point for a lot of my issues with it, is that the game still has a year of development. Of course, these things will change. Sonic's model, I think Bulba mentioned that it was just the Forces model, and you could tell the model did not fit. It didn't look too well in the open world setting. But again, a year from now, it's going to be different. Look at Halo Infinite over the course of its year when it got delayed. Games change. So I'm not going to be too harsh on the game just yet. Especially since I saw the open world, I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet. I thought the open world looks good. And again, it could look better, but it doesn't have that initial jaw drop factor that Zelda's open world did. And of course, since it's also running on the Switch, or it has to run on the Switch, it doesn't have the same amount of detail that a game like Horizon Zero Dawn or even Ghost of Tsushima would have in their games. So, but again, a year, I know I keep saying this, but we have a whole other year until anything will be close to being concrete and finished. But we do, what we're seeing is probably an early build of the game, something they threw together for a trailer. I really wish we did see more gameplay though, because that's really what I'm most interested in. I don't care if it's an open world Sonic game. I want to know if it looks fun, if it feels good, because apparently also in the playtest leaks, there are traditional Sonic levels in it. I forget how you access them, and I forget what they do, but apparently there are some traditional levels in the game, which is what I'm happy for. As long as they're good, I'll probably be fine. But my biggest issue is just if this game will be great or if it'll just be alright. And let me explain by that. Earlier I stated that Generations is my favorite Sonic game, and I do mean that. Generations probably has my favorite feel of Sonic in any of the games I played, only second to Sonic 3 and Mania. Mania is also really good. But after Generations, there was this whole period between Generations and what was it, 2012? I don't remember when Generations came out. All the way till 2017 when Forces came out. And in between all that time, we had Lost World, we had Mania, which was great. We had the Boom games, which Shattered, was it Shattered Crystals? No. I think it was just Sonic Boom, right? I think it was just Sonic Boom, the one on the Wii U. But that one, we all know about that game. And then the 3DS Sonic Boom games. And that's mostly what we had throughout that period, was just very mediocre or bad Sonic games. Even though I hear the 3DS Boom games aren't that bad, I think Fire and Ice, people say, is not that bad. It's pretty good. Even Lost World isn't really terrible. It's just more so mediocre. And that's mostly my issue with the games right now, is that we haven't had a great Sonic game in such a long time. And then we got Forces. And yeah, we did get Mania, but like, again, that being a glorified fan project, even though it was officially published by Sega, it was made by Christian Whitehead and music done by it was mostly people outside of the main team for Sonic. It wasn't Sonic Team. But like Sonic Team making these like mediocre games after Generations, that's mostly what had me disappointed with Forces and why I disliked that game so much. Even though it, in all means and purposes, is a fine game, and you know, it's not broken. The game is pretty solidly put together, but just gameplay wise and story wise, Forces was not at all what I wanted, and it kind of killed my love for the series. But I still enjoy these games. So anyways, I'm hoping Frontiers, not only in a story perspective, is great actually, because Sonic does and can have good stories. Unleashed is the adventure games have pretty good stories, I would say. Unleashed story, from what I've seen, isn't too terrible, but again, Unleashed is pretty charming as a game. Even if its story isn't good, I haven't beaten it yet, but again, I think Unleashed is a pretty charming game. And of course, Colors' story is kind of there for the sake of having a story. I personally would like this Sonic Frontiers to be in line and tone of Unleashed and maybe the adventure games, since the adventure games were serious. They took themselves seriously enough. And so did Unleashed. And that's also what I want Sonic's personality to be as well, is more so how he was in Unleashed. Not necessarily where he's a dick and constantly making fun of Eggman with cringy jokes like in Colors, but more so where he's more lighthearted and he's and like, he does make jokes, but like, he's more lighthearted, but you can tell he's taking the situation seriously, or as serious as he can. But still, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the philosophy of Sonic and how his character should be, but like that's just I want him to be like how he was in Unleashed. And then I want a tone of story that's around the adventure tone, maybe a little less serious, but like, I wouldn't mind a tone like adventure. I do like Sonic taking himself serious. Maybe something like Black Knight. I don't know. I have to play Black Knight. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to talk about? I think I already mentioned this, but gameplay, I would really like gameplay to be like Generations, which I do think is like peak Sonic. Some people disagree, but say Mad Bozo, I think Generations has like the best gameplay in any Sonic game. It's probably some of the best gameplay in any platformer. It's like, I love Generations so much, and I really wanted a follow-up to that game, and I thought that's what Forces was going to be, and obviously it wasn't. But again, we'll see in the coming year. We got till at least November of 2022, unless it's delayed. Who knows, games get delayed all the time, so I guess that's something to expect. But anyways, if you do have your opinions, I do want to know what you think about Sonic Frontiers. I want to know if you're excited for the game. If you're pessimistic like me, I'm leaning more towards pessimism, but I'm still a little bit optimistic that this game could be amazing. That's what I'm really hoping for. I don't want this franchise to die, to be honest. This franchise, I think, needs a pretty great game. But again, let me know how you feel down in the comments. If you like what you saw, please consider checking out my other videos. There will be the cards in the end screen, so do be sure to check that out. And if you do like my content, I really would love if you considered subscribing to me. I'm trying to reach 100 for the end of the year. Obviously, since it's December 11th at the time of recording this, I'm only at 70. It's gonna be a little bit hard, but still, it's been a fun year. I've been dead. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.